ではこの暖かな空気のこの後の予想を見ていきます。こちらは晴れると15度くらいまで上がるような暖かな空気です。今は九州や四国が中心となっています。この後明日にかけて動かしてみますと、だんだんとじわじわと北上する予想です。明日の午後には東北、北陸まで降る予想ですから、明日は今日よりも気温が高くなって暖かくなりそうです。ただ雪が多く積もっている地域は激しくなりますのでご注意ください。さて今年はいつもの年よりも桜前線の北上早くなっています。これまでに開花したところを見ていきますと、これまで九州から関東にかけて開花しています。今日も神戸や宇都宮、水戸などから続々と開花の便りが届いています。今週末、お花見を予定されている方もいらっしゃるかもしれませんが、日曜日は現在の気温が逆に寒くなるところがありそうなんです。お花見に行かれる方は、お散歩をお願いします。明日は北日本の日本海側、再び昼頃から天気が崩れそうです。明日は雨の日が多くなるでしょう。朝から太平洋側の地域を中心に沖縄は広く降りそうです。最近の日の今朝よりも低いところが多いでしょう。札幌から新潟にかけては冬晴れです。最高気温は全国的に今日より5度前後高くなります。多くのところで4月並みです。札幌は5度、そして関東から西の地域も26度まで上がるところが多いでしょう。では週間予報。札幌から東京です。日本海側は土曜日にかけて
すみません、桜様。
日曜日の太平洋側で雲が広がり、東京は冷たい雨が降りそうです。名古屋からのです。ではこの暖かな空気のこの後の予想を見ていきます。こちらは晴れると15度くらいまで上がるような暖かな空気です。今は九州や四国が中心となっています。この後明日にかけて動かしてみますと、だんだんとじわじわと北上する予想です。明日の午後には東北、北陸まで降る予想ですから、明日は今日よりも気温が高くなって暖かくなりそうです。ただ雪が多く積もっている地域は激しくなりますのでご注意ください。さて今年はいつもの年よりも桜前線の北上早くなっています。これまでに開花したところを見ていきますと、これまで九州から関東にかけて開花しています。今日も神戸や宇都宮、水戸などから続々と開花の便りが届いています。今週末、お花見を予定されている方もいらっしゃるかもしれませんが、日曜日は現在の気温が逆に寒くなるところがありそうなんです。お花見に行かれる方はお散歩をお願いします。明日は北日本の日本海側、再び昼頃から天気が崩れそうです。明日は雨の日が多くなるでしょう。朝から太平洋側の地域を中心に沖縄は広く降りそうです。最近の日の今朝よりも低いところが多いでしょう。札幌から新潟にかけては冬晴れです。最高気温は全国的に今日より5度前後高くなります。多くのところで4月並みです。札幌は5度、そして関東から西の地域も26度まで上がるところが多いでしょう。では週間予報。札幌から東京です。日本海側は土曜日にかけて
すみません、桜様。
日曜日の太平洋側で雲が広がり、東京は冷たい雨が降りそうです。名古屋からのです。ではこの暖かな空気のこの後の予想を見ていきます。こちらは晴れると15度くらいまで上がるような暖かな空気です。今は九州や四国が中心となっています。この後明日にかけて動かしてみますと、だんだんとじわじわと北上する予想です。明日の午後には東北、北陸まで降る予想ですから、明日は今日よりも気温が高くなって暖かくなりそうです。ただ雪が多く積もっている地域は激しくなりますのでご注意ください。さて今年はいつもの年よりも桜前線の北上早くなっています。これまでに開花したところを見ていきますと、これまで九州から関東にかけて開花しています。今日も と開花の便りが届いています。今週末、お花見を予定されている方もいらっしゃるかもしれませんが、日曜日は一旦寒くなる日がありそうです。お花見の方はお散歩をお願いします。明日は北日本の日本海側、再び昼頃から天気が崩れそうです。明日は雨の日が多くなるでしょう。朝から太平洋側を中心に西側は広く雨が降りそうです。最近の日の今朝に入るところが多いでしょう。札幌から日本にかけては不安定です。最高気温は全国的に今日より5度前後高くなります。多くのところで4月並みです。札幌は5度、関東から西の地域は20度近くまで上がるところが多いでしょう。では週間予報。札幌から東京です。日本海側は土曜日
すみません、桜様。
日曜日の太平洋側で雲が広がり、東京は冷たい雨が降りそうです。名古屋からのです。ではこの暖かな空気のこの後の予想を見ていきます。こちらは晴れると15度くらいまで上がるような暖かな空気です。今は九州や四国が中心となっています。この後、明日にかけて動かしてみますと、だんだんとじわじわと北上する予想です。明日の午後には東北、北陸まで晴れる予想ですから、明日は今日よりも気温が高くなって暖かくなりそうです。ただ雪が多く積もっている地域は雪がありますのでご注意ください。さて今年はいつもの年よりも桜前線の北上早くなっています。これまでに開花したところを見ていきますと、これまで九州から関東にかけて開花しています。今日も神戸や宇都宮、水戸などから続々と開花の便りが届いています。今週末、お花見を予定されている方もいらっしゃるかもしれませんが、日曜日は一旦寒くなって寒くなるところがありそうです。お花見の方はお散歩をお願いします。明日は北日本の日本海側、再び昼頃から天気が崩れそうです。明日は雨の日が多くなるでしょう。朝から太平洋側を中心に西側は広く雨が降りそうです。最近の日の今朝に入るところが多いでしょう。札幌から日本にかけては不安定です。最高気温は全国的に今日より5度前後高くなります。多くのところで4月並みです。札幌は5度、関東から西の地域は20度近くまで上がるところが多いでしょう。では週間予報。札幌から東京です。日本海側は土曜日
すみません、桜様。
日曜日の太平洋側で雲が広がり、東京は冷たい雨が降りそうです。名古屋からのです。ではこの暖かな空気のこの後の予想を見ていきます。こちらは晴れると15度くらいまで上がるような暖かな空気です。今は九州や四国が中心となっています。この後、明日にかけて動かしてみますと、だんだんとじわじわと北上する予想です。明日の午後には東北、北陸まで晴れる予想ですから、明日は今日よりも気温が高くなって暖かくなりそうです。ただ雪が多く積もっている地域は雪がありますのでご注意ください。さて今年はいつもの年よりも桜前線の北上早くなっています。これまでに開花したところを見ていきますと、これまで九州から関東にかけて開花しています。今日も神戸や宇都宮、水戸などから続々と開花の便りが届いています。今週末、お花見を予定されている方もいらっしゃるかもしれませんが、日曜日は一旦寒くなって寒くなるところがありそうです。お花見の方はお散歩をお願いします。では明日の予報です。明日は北日本の日本海側、再び昼頃から天気が崩れそうです。明日は雨の日が多くなるでしょう。朝から太平洋側を中心に西側は広く雨が降りそうです。最近の日の今朝に入るところが多いでしょう。札幌から日本にかけては不安定です。最高気温は全国的に今日より5度前後高く 多くのところで4月並みです。札幌は5度、そして関東から西の地域は20度まで上がるところが多いでしょう。では週間予報。札幌から東京です。日本海側は土曜日
すみません、桜様。
日曜日の太平洋側で雲が広がり、東京は冷たい雨が降りそうです。名古屋からのです。ではこの暖かな空気のこの後の予想を見ていきます。こちらは晴れると15度くらいまで上がるような暖かな空気です。今は九州や四国が中心となっています。
Hello guys, how is everyone doing? Let me know if the sound is good, the music, sorry, just adjusting the mic here. Right, it's not cooperating. No, I think it's okay now. How's everyone doing? How was the weekend? I see some people in the chat already. Scott, how are you doing, sir? I think your usual piri chicken emojis got watched today, sir. But I get the message. I do get the message. Piri chicken, our favorite here. Yes, Pedro, welcome, sir. Welcome to the show. Rapid inbox. What's up, Pedro? What's up, sir? Rapid inbox. This is a Simple of Life show. Yes, nice, easy streaming. I did not know that, sorry. But good. I'm happy that he's streaming. Man, I like good content creators. It's good, and like he has a great community. So I'm happy that. And I did not know what he was doing now. I literally just put my kids to sleep. Was finalizing the slides for today, and then. I literally started the show. That was my evening, basically. I replied to a few tweets, I guess, about some stuff that I tweeted earlier. Red Bull Vodka, sir, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. I know I am. What are my... Sorry, I forgot to answer you, Rapid Inbox. What are my thoughts on Most and Pump? Sir, I love Most and Pump. I absolutely love them. No other way to look at it. How can you not love Most? How can you not love Pump? They're amazing. Made by our RH, our dear RH, and yeah, I like them. The community seems to like them too, so it's fantastic. Absolutely speechless. They're nice meme coins. They're very nice meme coins, limited supply. The first tokens actually created on Pump. Tires, Most and the Pump, so of course the community absolutely loves them. I do love them too. I think they're amazing piece of technology, although I cannot say that for one simple reason, because Pump.Tires contract hasn't been verified yet. At least the last time I checked it wasn't, so yeah, I hope it gets verified soon. Oh, the music is louder than my voice. Sorry, let me adjust that, sir. Is it better now? Let me know if it's better. I'm just using one phone. The other one is free, so that I can hear what's going on. I don't like the earplugs. I like these ones, you know. So I can have in my ear looks. The music is not very loud, but I've adjusted. Let me know if it's better now. I can maybe. Yeah, should be good, I think. You guys let me know. But yes, regarding the memes, I do love the memes. I think they are gonna play an important role very soon, because as you guys know, and I've been saying, new is always better, right? That's what the market and the market decided that, not me, right? So it is what it is. It's literally new is always better, and it's not something that it's not something that I wish it wasn't like that. I wish it was much easier, right? Just buy one token, the best token, right? The one with the best features, and that's it, and you won that way. But that's not how it usually happens, right? uncertainty and volatility are things that walk hand to hand, right? But they don't have the same effects on the same coins all the time, right? So usually, traditionally, new things have a tendency to pump harder, right? Just because they have lower liquidity, lower baggage. They're new, so people buy them and kind of you don't have like that many bag holders, right? Just believers. So they have, I think, very nice features, right? Compared, obviously, I'm comparing to the cores, obviously, and I'm not against cores in any way. I just think that these memes are special because for a number of reasons that I just mentioned. But the one that I like the most, right? The one that I like the most, not the meme, but the reason that I like the most for the memes is actually the fact that they don't have that many bag holders, right? That many people who just want to sell, who are not looking to buy more because they're tired or they're they lost their faith, right? So this is the advantage of new things, right? And this is a pretty significant advantage, right? Commonly. So don't disregard it. That's my only thought, right? Don't disregard that just because you think they're like, oh, they're not interesting now. Sure, they're not. But they will probably be very interesting once they do a 10, 50x, right? And it's much easier for these memes to do a 10 or 50x than for the cores, just because they have much less liquidity, right? So pay attention. They were made by the same guy, right? And we can argue whatever we want in the sense of, oh, but I'm sure Richard prefers X or he likes PulseX better or whatever, right? We don't know. That's that's just speculation, right? We can assume, right? We can make educated guesses and say, look, he built Hex, so he probably wants Hex to thrive. He built Pulsechain and Ink and PulseX, so he probably wants those tokens to thrive 100%. I agree. I think in the best scenario, yes, that's absolutely my vision. But in reality, what has happened is he pumped it, people sold, then he pumped it again, and people sold again. So will there actually be a third time? The third time it was like the SEC, right, thing. So, but will there be a third time? I'm not sure. In the sense that there might be buyers coming, right, to buy those coins, but I think for him personally, right, it's, in my humble opinion, it's more likely that he buys the new fresh things just because it's easier to pump, right? And because if those things pump, the others will pump too at some point, right? Let's say that you bought a few meme coins and they do 100x. Will you move into other Pulsechain assets like Pulse or Hex or Ink that, let's say that they only pump like 5x or 10x or whatever, right? So will you go into other Pulsechain assets that haven't pumped that hard, or will you go into stables? Probably a lot of the people that bought memes, they'll just move into other coins that haven't pumped as hard because they believe in them, right? So I think a lot of people think the movement will be something like course pump and then everything else goes, and I actually think that it's exactly the other way around. And we've seen that with the pCopies, with pDAI, right? PWBTC and a bunch of other tokens, right? They pumped much harder, and then the cars kind of followed. So I think we'll have exactly the same situation. And now it's even more clear because these tokens were made by him. There's no doubt, right? There's nothing. We know he did it. He promoted the pump.tires. Like, everything is extremely clear. So there's much less resistance, I guess. There's some resistance yet, still, right? And that's part of the game. There's still meme coins, so a lot of people are like, no, I refuse because whatever. So at some point they will come, they'll jump aboard, right? Like they did with pDAI or the pCopies. There was a lot of resistance, and we discussed this yesterday, right? We compared yesterday or 2 days ago. Doing shows every day, at some point everything gets blurred. But anyways, it doesn't matter. My point is, like, one of the last episodes, I believe yesterday, we compared the pDAI with the DAI chart, right? And it does have similarities in the behavior, right? So, and this applies, I believe, to most of the RH memes, in the sense that they're much easier to pump and they have less sellers, right? They have much less sellers. And this is empiric information, right? I'm not making this up just because I have bags. I have bags of like on everything, right? So it doesn't really matter what pumps. But I'm just being honest, right? If you look at the charts of PLSX, it doesn't really matter. You see what happened, right? They pumped, they dumped hard, pumped, and they dumped really hard. It was the community dumping, right? So maybe that was the reason why Richard actually made the pump.terrors in the memes, right? Because he kind of saw that there's just too much sell pressure, right? Too much sell pressure. People say they believe, but then they sell, right? So maybe he was like, okay, let me launch something fresh, so that these guys, are forced to buy and to hold if they want the gains, right? You don't have bag holders from 2021, etc., right? From 2020, like Hex, for example, or even like Pulse, because there was a sacrifice, right? So a lot of people are also tied to that, let's say, price, right? Even though I kind of think that for a lot of participants, like we already bought like so many times after the sacrifice, right? So our average it's probably much lower. Yeah, but anyway, there's like still a lot of people tied to their older bags, so they're scared to move. They're not sure, like exactly the same story as with the pDAI, as with the pCopies, exactly the same thing. Like I think history doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. It is what it is. I don't even think this is like a gift, right? This is not foresight. This is just like it happens with everything, right? This is why charts are similar, right? A lot of charts are similar because it's human emotion. So people just do the same thing over and over again. It is what it is, man. We're human beings. We learn very slowly, thankfully, right? Because that's the reason why there's so much opportunity, right? And I don't think I'm above. I make the same mistakes, just like not the same but different mistakes, right? So, I fail somewhere else, right? I have the capability to actually see things how they are in this sense, but like sometimes I don't sell at the right time, or like whatever. I do other things that are stupid, right? But in terms of just looking at how things are and how things will be, man, I can already tell you these memes will have some resistance. They'll pump harder, and then like the cars will probably lag a bit, and the memes gains will move into the cars. That's what I think will happen, because that's what happened with pDAI, right? And I think like with these memes, because look, I understand the resistance in terms of, oh, this is just a meme, but a lot of people within Pulsechain, they bought these memes, right? And they're even if they didn't buy, they're looking and they're interested and they're trying to learn more and to hear more, right? Because they were made by RH. So even though there can be some resistance, once the prices start to move, like they did already, buyers come, people just flock into the meme coins, right? And we already had the initial pump and dump, in some coins the second pump and dump. So this is good because it's redistributing coins, right? The people who made a lot of money, like by buying like extremely early when Richard announced, they jitted out. They're jitting out, right? So we're already seeing the second rotation, which is fantastic. It's amazing. It means that people actually sold, right? And a lot of them didn't rebuy it. They just moved like to either cores or sell or whatever, right? So there's a lot of opportunity, in my opinion, in the memes, right? And then again, I'm bullish on the cores. I think the cores will pump. They will just lag, in my opinion, right? And this is me being honest. I think they will lag. I hope I'm wrong. Because I have tons of ink and X. So if those pump a lot, I'm happy, right? If those pump a lot, I'm extremely happy. And you guys know that I don't like to ratio trade. It's not really my thing. Have I done it? Yeah, sure, of course I've done it. But I prefer to onboard, to bring new money, fresh cash, right? That's my preferred strategy. So whatever coin pumps, I don't care. I'm happy either way. But I do think memes have the advantage, right? The upper hand. It is what it is. And we can actually move into, because I've been talking about this a lot and I kind of forgot that I did the slides, so I can start sharing. But before I share, let me play the hex song so that I can get pumped, excited for the lesson today, for what's gonna come. Are we on the 2 more weeks period? Maybe we are already, guys. We'll see. I think next week it will be very decisive, because if next week we pump, then yes, I think that the 2 more weeks will be behind us. If we don't, then I'll be like, damn, now 2 more weeks again. It restarts, the clock restarts. We just restart it again. No big deal, right? No biggie. But I do think that the 2 more weeks ends next week, right? That's my humble opinion. My humble, probably wrong opinion. So guys, it's time for the hex song so that we get pumped, excited. It's Sunday. You should be watching a movie. You should be spending time with your loved ones, but you're watching me, a retarded, speaking on YouTube about a chain that's down 90%. Congratulations. You will make it. 100%. This is like absolute certainty. I can already tell you your future, and it is going to be bright. It is going to be bright. If and only if you sell at the right time. So this is a game, like a game show. You need to sell at the right time. If you don't, you'll get pissed and you buy at the wrong time, right? Because if you sell too early, what's going to happen is, damn, I sold, just did a 10x, then it does another 5x, and you're like, fuck, I'm gonna buy back in, and then boom, you buy, and it goes up. Basically, that's what happens. So when you sell, just be committed to that option. Just it is what it is, man. And just wait 3 or 4 years and then come back in. I'm joking. Nobody does that, man. That's reality. If you have like hobbies or real life, then it's fine. But if you live in crypto, then it's very hard, right? It's very hard to actually buy back in at the right time. Thank you, Rapid and Box. Great insight. Thank you, sir. I do try my best. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. But I do think I give good insights. Sometimes. Man, I talk so much that at some point I'm bound to say something that's smart, right? Yes. Red Bull vodka. Yes, sir. Strong. But anyways, if you sell too soon, that's what usually happens. You end up buying at the wrong time. So it's hard to time, right? It's kind of hard to time the perfect time to sell. There's no perfect time. You just sell small, like buying, right? Just buy DCA. That's the best option. We'll win eventually. TS Pedro, yes, man. I've won already in the past twice, so I know that there's no. In Portuguese, we say there's you can't have 3 without 2, right? So, or we can have 2 without 3. So sorry, we cannot have 2 without 3. So the third one is coming. We just have to be patient a little bit. At some point, things will turn around, prices will go up, and if you have Pulsechain tokens, whatever they are, I'm sure you will do well. That's my humble opinion. Now, when I say you'll do well, right, there's a difference, right? You can do well by 100x, or you can do well by 1000x, or you can do well because you got 10,000x, right? There's a difference. There's a significant difference, right? Between the first and the last, the difference is basically the amount of gains that the first guy did. The guy who does 100x and the guy who does 10,000x, he basically, the second guy does 100x over the first 100x, right? So it's a huge difference. But if I already do 100x, for example, you should be happy, right? If you do 10x, you should be happy. It doesn't matter how little or how much or how big your gains are. That's not the point. Just be happy, because otherwise you're gonna start oh no, I'm gonna buy again, waste your money basically. So have a plan. Have a plan to sell, have a plan to re-enter. Just have a plan, just you don't need to be a hard plan. Just have it in your mind, right? And try to follow as much as possible, because I'll play the hex song, by the way, guys. I haven't forgotten, but I just want to finish my monologue, because I do like my monologue, my evening monologue, basically. But that's it, right? So just have a nice plan, and any token, and cores, memes, pCopies, maybe not all, right? But a lot of them will make you seek like significantly more wealthy. So that's my humble and truthful opinion. We'll see what happens, obviously, but we're all here because we think there will be a massive pump, and we will make it. That's it. Just be confident. It's very hard to be confident and believe during the bear, right? But at least we did not get hacked like Mantra, right? At least our dump was because people decided to sell, right? And not the founder, not the team. So just people in general, community, whales, the Rackhams of this life, basically. So yes, it is what it is. And look, I have nothing against these people, right? Like they bought, so they deserve to sell. It's their God-given right. So I would prefer if they lost the keys or something, obviously, but if they're gonna sell, let them do it now. Let them do it before the mad pump begins, right? Because they will be forced to chase green candles, right? And I like that a lot. That they'll be forced to chase those green candles, and I know that a lot of people don't believe in Pulsechain anymore. So I think that first 10x might be a little bit hard in the sense of there will be a lot of people jitting out, just like, oh, I'm fucking done with this shit, I'm going somewhere else. And then we can like have the proper hockey stick, because they will come back, they will be furious, they'll be angry, and they'll buy at the wrong time. Like I'm certain. I've seen that happening far too often in the past, even with pDAI. So don't forget that a lot of influencers that are still vouching for pDAI had the first opportunity when it was actually the best time to buy, right? And they decided not to. They were like, no, this is not good. It's going to zero, right? So yes, the same opportunity I believe exists for the memes. Let me play the hex song and then we can go to the slides. All right. Where's the music? Let me turn down the music for a second, and let's fucking go, guys. Let's do this. Boom.
Barış the Pinky. What have we got here? Barış the Pinky. Pair of puffs. Barış the Pinky. Sodomites. Barış the Pinky. What have we got here? Barış the Pinky. Pair of puffs. About town. Barış the Pinky. Sodomites. Barış the Pinky. What have we got here? Barış the Pinky. Pair of puffs. Barış the Pinky. Sodomites. In frilly lace. Barış the Pinky.
Yes, very good. All right, let me roll the slides, or the new 2 slides that I did. Okay, so first one, the Pulsechain Venn, right? The Pulsechain Venn diagram. I'm sure you guys know what the Venn diagram is, like the 3 intersecting circles, basically. So one circle, the red one, is the safer tokens. The newer one, the blue-white one, is the newer tokens, right? The memes, let's say. And the green one are the what-if tokens. What-if tokens are basically the risky ones, right? Like pDAI, for example. And they're risky for different things, right? pDAI, potentially exploitable. eHEX, man, the market has chosen. Ink, like it's the fucking incentive token, right? It's going to zero. Purple Bitcoin, I mean, like nobody cares like for pCopies now, right? So it's like, it's the what if, right? Those tokens that are very, very, very risky for different reasons, right? And then the safer ones, obviously Hex, Pulse, right? Hex exists for 5 years already. Well, actually, it's this one. Well, actually, it's this one. The Hex on Ethereum exists for 5 years. But well, the market has chosen that the new Hex is the Hex to go. So That's how it works. And then you have Pulse, right? Those are basically the safer ones, right? And then here in the middle, we obviously have, most, because, it's a what if like meme. It's a new thing, and it's safe in the sense made by RH, and it's kind of winning, right, so far. And up top here, intersecting the safer and then what if it's PulseX, right? Because it's like safe, it's deflationary. Everybody agrees it's core super safe, but it's also a what if, right? Because it has that special flavor, right? That pumpy flavor, and we can see the ratios, right? Against the ratios, against PLS, it keeps going, right? So it has that what if flavor that it pumps a lot, right? Although it's not. Again, not for example, the same reasons as pDAI or Inc or X, right? Like each one has its own specific reason, right? Then we have obviously the memes, right? The newer ones. They go into the newer circle, right? But they just launched just a few like 2 months ago or so, and obviously most of them, they exist still only in this bubble, right? We see some like Best or BitcoinHEX or Pump, for like Best and BitcoinHEX already touching the what if bubble, right? Pump almost going into the middle of the Venn diagram, right? Because it's not like it's in the. I think it's on that threshold, limit threshold, right? Between being like accepted by most people as like an acceptable meme to have, right? Like most. And then we have like those outliers like Trump. Well, it's pumping a lot today, by the way. Like Trump and Ada and DAI, right? The meme DAI, and like each one for different reasons. Obviously, like DAI, super hated. No idea why. Maybe like because of pDAI, right? The pDAI guys kind of got triggered. Ada because like we got the engagement from Hoskinson, right? From Charles, the founder of Cardano. So we get that special degen flavor of Charles, like interacting with us again or something crazy like that. And Trump, obviously, like for the obvious reasons, right? President of the United States, you'll pump the market, etc., right? So those already are in the what if bubble because they already have those stronger narratives that are kind of pushing them already forward, right? And again, maybe like Pump should be a little bit up higher, right? Because I think it's more or less acceptable, right? Pump in terms of memes, everybody's like, oh, if you haven't bought most, you have this one Pump, right? So it's kind of like when people are like, oh, you like, I don't know, by 2020 or whatever, it was like kind of, I'm going to new guys, right? Coming to crypto, they're like, oh, what should I buy? They're like, maybe Ethereum, right? It's like it's safe as Bitcoin but cheaper, right? You know the logic, right? So this is my opinion on how like these tokens kind of when I say these tokens, I mean RH tokens. They kind of distribute because like all of them are RH tokens. Like it's crazy to think about it. That like we went from one token to like. How many? I don't even know. But that's how I think the market kind of views it. And obviously, this is my particular and subjective vision of the market, right? But I try to be as objective as possible. Just looking at different things, right? Different stats. For example, I put DAI here because it has like crazy features like the volume to market cap, the volume to liquidity. It's like insanely high, right? Insanely high. So like every token that you see here, like it's somewhere because of some particular reason, right? But I kind of think that like right now this is how these tokens distribute. And if we look at the memes, right, the spectral, this is more or less the same slide that I did yesterday, right? This one, but it's just in a different design, right? So I think this one is more understandable in my opinion, right? So in this spectrum, right, we have like the four pillars, right, or the vertices, whatever, the lines in this case: the narrative, the attention, the product market fit, and the virality, right? and this is how I think, right, these tokens kind of distribute among these, like, four pillars. Most is obviously number one, it's winning, right, by far. It already has a lot of virality, product market fit, it's obvious, has a $50 million market cap, attention, like crazy love, crazy, absolute engagement, people love most wanted, like amazing meme. And then narrative, right, the storytelling is just amazing because it has the fucking Interpol, going after him. Like, the storytelling is just amazing. Then we have Pump, right, a little bit weaker, but like a contender, it's going up, right? It's close by, close to most, basically. Then we have pDAI and Trump and Ada, right? Basically trying to get there, each one, like, with the particular narratives, the ones that we just discussed. And then, like, you can see the list, right? They just become a little bit weaker, right? Some of them are still very, very weak, but who's gonna win, right? I don't know. And by win, what do I mean? I don't like which of these tokens is gonna do the most access, right? So far, it does seem it's gonna be most, right? But things change. We don't know what's gonna happen in 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. So the market might choose something else, right? For whatever reason, I don't know the reason. I'm just speculating on that, right? But this is, I think this is a nice way to look at it, a nice way to look at these memes, in terms of potential, right? In terms of potential, because each one of them is singular and is special in the sense that it has its own narrative, it will have its own community, and if Pulsechain, works, and we do get 100x more users, we will have subcultures, right? We'll have sub-communities, and I think it's going to be very cool because each one of these tokens will be like a team, right? With a lot of people just shilling that token, like finding Easter eggs and, like, different narratives and stories to tell. So I think that is going to be extremely cool. That is going to be extremely cool. Like, for example, the XRP, the XRP one, because the main address that launched all of these, not all, Best was actually not launched by that address, but we can go into that later. But the address that launched all of these except Best, right, launched 2 XRPs. Actually, the other one I didn't put here, but I will put it anyways. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, they're mostly the same market cap and everything, right? So, and the second XRP was basically botched, right? No image, and the description said Sol, right, which had already been launched, right? So I think it was like an error, right? Obviously, interface error, something like that. And the last token that was to be created, I believe, was Best, right? And it was the last token, but it was created from a different wallet. And the reason I'm 99, not 99, right, but like 90% sure that Best was like is like he was created by exactly the same individual is because the timing, right? It was created after, like, right after the last XRP, and the only 4 transactions that the wallet that created Best did was, similar to the transactions that the other guys did, like, with one exception. It bought the same amount of tokens, like around 80% of the supply, and the difference is that it sent those tokens into the main deployer wallet for these ones, right? It could have been also like a generous whale or something, but the timings are very weird and make no sense. Like, for like, I think it's I think it was exactly the same wallet because it has exactly the same behavior, right? Sorry, not the same wallet, the same person. And because the last token was botched on when that wallet's created, I think it was related to wallet stuff, right? So I could be wrong, but that's my opinion. That's how I look at it. So all of these, with the exception of Best, were launched by the exact same wallet, right? Best wasn't, but when I looked at it, it was like, damn, this is like just right after XRP, and like it points to being exactly the same person. So I was like, yeah, I'll include it. It does seem like that. And anyways, it is the deployer who holds the majority of the coins, so it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. like even if it wasn't right, let's say it was a benevolent whale, doesn't matter. In my mind, works in the same way because it's the deployer who holds the majority of the supply. So that's what I really care about at the end of the day, who holds the majority of the supply. That's why I care if it was richer or not, right? That's the only reason, because if it's him or the deployer, right, holding the majority of the tokens, I'm like, oof, I'm more relaxed. I'm like, damn, the probability of that wallet selling, it's close to non-existent. So gives me more confidence, right? So the supply of these like meme coins is like already low. It's 1 billion, and because the deployer owns around 80%, you can just do the math, but I think the numbers will be astronomical, will be actually crazy. So that's why that's why I really like the meme coins, the RH meme coins, because they just have a different flavor, man. They just have I don't know, like there's something special about them. There's something special about them, in my opinion. The fact that they are now, you know, in like I think undervalued, right? Nobody's paying that much attention. Like when most pumps a lot, yeah, people do pay attention, right? But apart from that, everybody's kind of focused on these two coins, right? Like today, I saw some people already, like, you know, talking about Trump, some about DAI, but it's still very rare, right? It's not the hot topic on Pulsechain, right? So at some point, I believe there will be, because price action, right? Price action dictates everything else. It dictates what people are interested in, what they want to talk about. So I'm quite confident. I'm fairly confident that these meme coins will be on everybody's tongues when they start pumping hard, right? When they start pumping hard, yeah, and that will be extremely beneficial for the cores, because as I told you, I don't think that when people make money in these memes, they will just go to stables or digital, right? I think there's a strong possibility that a lot of the gains go into cores, because again, if cores lag, that's even better, because if cores lag, it means that there will be a lot of people, or some people, at least some people, that will sell to buy the top of meme coins, for example, and then the meme coin holders who did extremely well, they will go into the cores, and those could pump like a lot, right? So I think that's a fair and strong possibility, right? It's a very strong possibility in my mind. It seems logical and simple enough to actually work, right? Because again, it happened exactly this with pDAI, right? Pumped hard, the executives were like, no, this is shit, blah blah blah, not going up, like I refuse. And then near the top, they were like, oh no, I'm buying, I'm promoting this now, and then exploit, basically. That was more or less the story, right? So I think it will be more or less the same thing, right? Without the exploit, it will be like, yeah, these memes are cool, but cores are special, cores are the most important thing. And then the memes will go up a lot, and they're like, oh, actually I just updated my worldview, now I understand memes. And then boom, dump immediately after they bought. Something like that, right? Because that's what actually happens, right? It's not, I'm not being mean or anything, just literally describing how things happen. When a lot of people, like, you know, go in and like it's acceptable now, yeah, it's done, basically. Not done, right? You have like a sell event, a capitulation event at some point. Rapid Unbox says network effect will take place, Hart's law plus burn PLS and plus. Yeah, man, I agree. Hart's law is amazing. It will. That's why I think that, you know, when memes will do 100x, they will, you know, pull up the cores, right? The cores will do 5-10x, right? But a lot of these people in cores, they'll kind of chase the green candles from the memes, right? So that's why I'm telling you, like the big pump for the cores will come after these people buy the top of the memes. That's just my opinion. And look, I think the memes will still go up after that, right? But we need some people selling, some rotation happening, so that we can. So we need the most people in the ecosystem doing the wrong things, basically, so that we have the results that we want. well, not that we want. Like when I say that we want, is the results that I'm describing, right? For my hypothesis to be correct. Don't forget, guys, I'm a scientist, right? The only thing I'm doing here is science, literally just testing hypotheses and seeing if they work. Because look, my hypothesis tell me if I can analyze and gauge the market with precision, right? Because that's what I do in my profession, well, life. Literally, I help projects, so it's important for me, for my profession, to understand the market that I'm in, right? So yes, this is more or less a test for me, right? If I can understand how things will move, it means I still got it. I still have an understanding of the market and the community that I'm inserted into, right? And therefore I still have some alpha, right? And that's my goal, is to have alpha, right? I was mostly on Ethereum. Ethereum was still like, new and not cool and nobody cared and like it was going to die. So when it became cool, I moved somewhere else, right? That's what I like to do, because the opportunities exist within new things, within new chains, etc., right? So and I think you can stay actually on the same chain. If the same chain does the right things, it can keep pumping forever. Like that's my belief, 100%. Now, is it hard? Yes. Like look at Ethereum, best technology, like by far, price goes down. It's crazy, right? It's crazy just because of political stuff, right? Because in actual terms of technology, usability, liquidity, it's doing amazing numbers, right? But the price keeps going down, right? So that's why I tell you guys, like, it's not and we have that example with Ether, right? It's not usually, but a lot of times it's not the best technology, the best thing doing the most access, right? Because those things are unrelated. How good something is and how many access it does, they're not related. Hex happened to be a good example of having both things in one token, right? But it is what it is, right? I still believe Hex is going to pump a lot above previous all-time highs. By how much? No idea. No fucking idea. I think it can. Look, all my predictions, I'm gonna throw them out, right? I'm not even if I get them right, I'm not gonna reshare them on Twitter. I'm gonna be like, oh look, I got them right, because it's luck, in the sense that I did not account for the RH memes, right? So at some point I'll probably make new predictions, right? Because now I have the information, right? If the memes did not exist, like I would still, like, whatever prediction that I did, I would still hold them, like, I would still hold myself accountable. But that, like, right now, it doesn't matter if I got them right or wrong, because new information that's so, like, it's critical information appeared, and I need to use that information for my futurology, let's say. And that new information are the memes, basically. So I need to take those into account. And all my past predictions I throw them out, literally out of the window, right? They don't matter, because right now we have a new player in the game, and that player can be like a pretty big one, right? It can be the MVP, basically. So yes, I will need to do some new predictions, I guess. The RH meme spectrum, yes. DJ Polly, sir, you like this one? I'm glad you do. Yeah, the new layout, yeah, man. Like, exactly, man. Yes, the new layout is much better, right, bro? Yes, thank you for acknowledging that this new layout is much better, and it makes way more sense, right? It makes way more sense. It's way more understandable, right? So yes, I do think that too. I think this new layout is perfect, right? It's perfect. It's a race, right? It's always a race between these tokens. And if I knew, it would be, I would love to know the number, right? When I say the number is they're all like the top, right? Just doesn't matter which token, but let's say that the top for the memes is like $10, right? I would love to know the number, so that I can, like, just bet on the one that's gonna get to that number faster, right? Right now we're all thinking of one, right? And probably it's gonna be most getting to one faster, because it's not that far away. It would be fun if it was another one just reaching one faster, right? That would be extremely cool, because it would be unexpected, right? Yes, yeah, but this new layout, bro, I like it a lot. I think it makes sense. It looks like a race, and I like it. And I do like it. But anyways, guys, this is basically it. That's the small presentation that I had prepared for you guys today in terms of memes and Pulsechain Van ecosystem, right, where the tokens kind of exist within which sphere, right? And look, I keep telling you this, guys, like I think that newer things do more access, just how it is. Historically, it has been like this. Historically, things can change 100%, but I don't go against trends, right? I don't it's not my game, it's not my style. I follow the trend, if I can say that, right? When I say follow the trend, is like I believe in the concept of the trend is your friend until the end. The trend in crypto is new things pump harder. That's just the trend. At some point that might not happen anymore. Yes, I accept that, but I'm not going to predict when. I'm not going to go, oh, this is going to be different, this time is actually no. At some point it can be true, but I'm not going to be the one going against the trend, right? I'll respect the trend, and I know it's my friend, so therefore no reason for me to think that we're not in a bull market, that memes won't do more access than, like, cars. Like, it is what it is. It's not a matter of personal preference, it's a matter of being objective. And I just keep saying this because I know that at some point people will say, but that guy, he just wants to pump his bags, and I'm like, nah, bro. Actually, I have more in coins that I have in memes. I should probably do the other thing, right? Do it the other way around. But I still have more money on cores than I have in memes. That's why I actually know that people will chase the memes at some point, because if somebody like me who realizes this information and still hasn't rotated everything into memes, then I'm crazy. So I know that at some point people will actually chase the green candles, right? So, which is fine, it's part of the process. But like my core bags are my core bags. It's like I'm not trading them. I'm not risking those bags for, like, what if I'm wrong? What if my analysis is wrong? I just lost my touch, my flame. I just lost it, and now my analysis sucks. Man, it can happen, right? So I don't want to lose my bags because I did like some bad move, let's say, right? Like, imagine wasting years of work just because you were like, oh, this new thing, I'm going all in. I never do that, man. Ever. Never go all in. Yeah, I know, I like a lot of time I miss on, like, tremendous gains, but I don't give a shit, because sometimes I lose, right? And what if it's one of those times that I lose, right? No, not worth it. It's never worth it to go all into anything, in my opinion. So, and like as you go, right? As you go, and your portfolio goes and you sell, you make more money. Like you can have like higher clips, right? You can buy more. So it is what it is. But anyways, like I think that's that's it for the monologue about Pulsechain ecosystem, right? Oh, and I forgot why. And this was important because there was a discussion, right? Let me see if I can find it. We can go into Twitter after, right? Let me just find the discussion here. Oof. Sorry, guys. It's Sunday. I should be watching a movie or something. Actually, I watched today with my daughter Cinderella. Very nice movie. Nice. Okay, Grumpy's saying on Twitter that RH Ada is his favorite. So perfect. I like that. I liked it a lot. Okay, so I'm looking for my replies, right? And it was something that Temtem wrote, I believe. Now, where is that discussion? Should be there we go. And why? Because there was a nice comment from Gary, but I can't find it. Why? Give me a second. Let me try to find my. Let me try. There we go. I found it. Okay, perfect. Oops. Oh. Okay, let me share here on Twitter the screen. There we go. Okay, and as you can see in my screen, right? There we go. Let me just see how it looks. Yeah, perfect. HEX will be the top performing asset on both Pulsechain and Ethereum. It's not a hope, it's a fact in the making. And to dominate everything for decades, nothing comes close to the design, game theory, and long-term potential. They always take a majority of supply was in the seal. It's a line in the sand. People understand what it means when they force it in their market to pay attention. Sure, mark my words, HEX will win a Nobel Prize, and I'm fully committed. Okay, doing my part, get the recognition it deserves. Perfect, amazing. Interested, tell me XOA is taking majority line in the sand. Now the majority X supply is flowing in a way that they never saw expect sure. At the beginning, the only thing that will become more rare than HEX was the shard. Now we're watching the prophecy unfold. Okay, perfect. He built HEX with the intention of making the best performing assets. And he's just started to make noise. I mean, Nobel Prize and his actions. Unmistakable clear. Sure. What is the more worthy that free game is being for? Okay, perfect. And now, I'm curious. What is the reason for inflation at all? 10 years PRC20, super low inflation or no inflation at all. 9% whenever sell. Is marketing. Marketing is a token that's deflation. Extremely low inflation. Exactly. Outsiders view the narratives reflected in charts. Static supply tokens are just as unmarketable. Is it just a motivating, inspiring, whatever? That has proven that even a free sell, exactly. So this is important, right? Because this actually was the reason that I did that Venn diagram, because it's literally the stories that we tell ourselves, right? It's the way that we tell the stories that defines what a token is, right? It's not the other way around. It's not the functionality of a token, right? It's literally not the functionality of a token that defines what a token is, right? And like as an experiment one day, because I wish I could do this with Monero, but we can't. Well, I can't because I don't think that the community would actually understand my point, and they would like just laugh and don't do it. But I actually think the best way to sell Monero is say that it's a meme coin and completely ignore all the privacy features. Actually, deny the privacy features, deny that they exist. Like completely, ignore them and say that they do not exist, like deny them, literally just deny them and say it's a meme coin. So I would like to see that experiment, something that it has tons of utility, but that same utility is denied, and the only aspect that it's marketed is the the meme aspect of it, right? Because at the end of the day, what wins is the story that we tell, right? It's about the story that we tell that convinces people. The asset itself, it can have tons of utility, it can have zero utility, right? Doesn't matter. That's not the point, right? It can have inflation, it can have limited supply, deflation. That is not what defines the reason why people buy. And the reason why I think people buy at the end of the day is through a story, through a narrative, whatever it is, right? Maybe with HEX is like number go up forever. I don't know, right? One of the narratives that Richard proposed, right? Maybe the immutability, no admin keys, maybe it was the game theory, maybe it was I don't know, man, like the t-shirts, I don't know, like whatever the reason is that got people to buy. We don't know if it's because of the utility, right, the features of the token, or it's just because of the message itself. The medium is the message, right? So the message that we proclaim is the reason why people buy. It's not actually the things that make the token good or bad, right? That's my truthful opinion, right? So that's why I think this discussion between Gary and Temtem, discussion, not really discussion, just like comments, right, was cool because. Oh, and let me conclude because she said that Ruby all RH assets are going to perform exceptionally well. Yeah, this is like the conclusion that I want to focus. Like I want to focus at the moment, right? All the tokens will do well. Doesn't matter which token you choose. Sure, some tokens will pump harder than others, 100%. We can all agree on that. But as an ecosystem, Pulsechain will do many X's, right? That's what really matters, in my opinion. At the end of the day, it's about choosing the right one and more about aligning with your personal preferences. Exactly, it's like the things that you like. And the things can be the utility of a coin, can be the name, can be the ticker, the image, can be the description, can be, I don't know, whatever reason you have, right? As the OA continues to absorb supply, buying yield and emergency penalties, scarcity across the ecosystem increases. As supply shrinks and demand grows, it's basic economics. The rarer it becomes, the more volatile it will be. I mean, this is true, and it's hard, right? Because this sentence here is describing something that's called a Veblen good, and the Veblen good is basically a good that goes up in price. The more a Veblen good is a good that goes up in price, the more the rarer it becomes. The more people who want to buy the no, but that's like just normal good. Let me actually, I know it's a Veblen good, but now I'm forgetting the definition. Sorry guys, let me see. Veblen good definition. And it's something very simple. It's a luxury where demand increases as the price. Oh, exactly. That's what I meant to say. Exactly. So, as the price rises, demand increases, right? That's a Veblen good. So, and I think that's what she's saying, right? But like, just because something is rare doesn't mean that it's going to have more buyers, right? This is that's not really, it can be a fallacy, right? Saying that, oh, it's rare, therefore it's going to have more buyers. That's not really true, right? A Veblen good is sure is a good description, could be a good description for hex, right? As it goes up in price, it will attract more buyers. But actually, like all crypto is a Veblen good in that sense, right? Because as the tokens go up in price, more buyers will want to buy that token, right? I mean, it could be, and I hope it is, right? The rarer it becomes, the more valuable it will be. I hope so, right? But it's not a guarantee, right? It's not a guarantee. Just because it's rare doesn't mean that people will want to buy it, right? I think that the price, if the price goes up, yes, it helps a lot being rare. It helps a lot, but if and only if the price goes up. If not, it doesn't matter. It makes no difference, right? If it's a lot of supply being meted or not, right? But of course, that will impact the price appreciation too, right? So in that sense, I do agree. The rarer it is, the better, in the sense that it's harder, to keep selling, right? And to just sell, right? So yes, in that sense, I agree 100%. At the end of the day, it's a trade-off between most gains and the less slippage. Yeah, exactly. What will the market most likely buy first? This some people actually think it's the new is always better. So the market will buy new things and then buy other things. Let's see. Supply doesn't shrink other than when people lock themselves out of their yeah, sorry, true. Inflation is directed by the brothel. Yes, exactly. Effective of marketing opinion trust. Yeah, I agree with this too, right? It's basically the stories the stories that we tell, right? The marketing, or I call it stories because it's funnier. It's funnier. But yeah, it was a good discussion. I think a good interaction between Gary and Temtem, and yeah, it gave me the idea to do the Venn diagram, just to understand, so that I can better understand where things might position themselves, right? To have a clear view, basically. So guys, I think that's it for tonight. I'm not gonna spend time on coins. I think probably Saintwolf already did that. Let me just see let me just see quickly if it's worth it, because I think it was correcting, right? Everything was correcting a little bit, so you might just want to buy whatever you like, right? Yeah, exactly. Like everything is correcting basically, so just buy them. Just buy the tokens that you like. Don't chase green candles. Buy when the prices are low. And that's basically it, guys. I hope you liked the show. I hope you enjoyed tonight. Sorry if I'm disappointing by not doing the charts, but yeah, I did them all week, so I'm a little bit tired of charts. I'm gonna take the day off charts, and it's just red, so just buy them. Pick your favorite, be like look and be like, oh, I like this sticker, boom, I buy this. That's it. Don't need to think a lot on yeah, don't need to think a lot basically today because everything is kind of going down. So just take the opportunity to buy harder if you believe you're still in the bull market. DJ Paulo is said, but tomorrow, DJ Paulo, I will be doing charts for sure, 100%. Not tonight. I mean, it's red, so just buy. It's easy, sir. If you want to know, if you don't know what to do, when it's red, you buy. When it's green, right? For now, you hold. You don't sell. For now, you hold. At some point, I'll say, look, guys, might be time to jit out a little bit. GG Polly, I'm buying all 20, of course, sir. That's smart. That's very smart. I like that strategy. That's exactly the strategy that I did. I bought them all so that I did not miss out on some crazy gain because of some narrative that I wasn't able to predict, right? So because I know that I'm not able to predict everything, I just bet against myself too. That's how it works. Have a great night too, sir. Tomorrow is another day. I'll be here as usual with the charts, and tomorrow I'll do the charts. There will be no presentation, no crazy big monologue, just a small intro and then fucking charts, man. Fucking charts. Yes, sir. Have a great night, guys. Enjoy your Sunday. I'm probably gonna eat something because I'm starving, man. I just had like a little something for dinner. I had a nice lunch though. I usually don't have lunch. My normal weekly routine is waking up and then eating at like 6 p.m. So like sometimes I eat like a bit earlier, like some fruit or milkshake or something. But I never have lunch or breakfast. I only eat dinner. I know not only dinner, man. After dinner I go crazy, right? During the night, man, you have no idea. But during the day I don't really like to eat. Because I get like lazy if I eat, so yeah, I got used to it, man. I've been doing this like since college basically, so I just got used to it. But on the weekends actually it's fun because on the weekends it's the opposite. I'm like I want to have lunch. I'm starving at lunchtime, man. It's crazy. I don't know how to explain it, but this is how it is, man. So I hadn't had dinner yet because I had a nice lunch and I'm like I wasn't hungry, so but now I am. So gonna have some food, guys. Gonna rest, and tomorrow is another day. I hope you enjoyed the show. Remember, just put the music a little bit louder. This is time to buy. This is the time to buy still. So enjoy the opportunity. It's going to be 2 more weeks, pretty soon. 2 more weeks pretty soon. So you just have to hold a little bit longer. And if you have money on the side, man, I will be taking this opportunity to buy some sweet tokens that I like. Just fill my bags up because at some point, man, the pump will be insane and you'll be chasing green candles, and you do not want to do that. When the time comes, you just want to sit and fucking wait and do nothing. It's harder than you think, than it looks. It's much harder than it looks because everybody will be like, oh, and this and that, and no, I love this and I love these prices, and be like that. You'll forget about how low these prices were. You'll forget about it, and you'll think, oh, it's a good time now. No. Don't fall prey. Just buy now. And if you're forced to buy later, sure, I get it. But if you can buy now, just buy as much as possible and then wait. It's hard. Believe me, it's hard to wait. You'll see when you experience the pump, you'll see how hard it is to fucking wait. You'll see. Trust me. I've been telling you since my very first episode. The hardest part in crypto is not the bear market. It's not when you can buy. It's not. Trust me. You don't understand this, maybe, but you will. Especially when you had like 3 years to accumulate. You will understand what I mean. That the hardest part is the bull market. You'll understand. Soon, my friend, you will understand. Yes. You'll see. It's not easy to hold when everything goes up. Not to buy, not to FOMO in. It's hard, man. It's much because everybody's here. Is but like so much noise. You'll see. It's insane. It's absolutely insane, guys. Thank you so much for being there. TS Pedro, DJ Pauly, Docile, Diogenes, Rapid Unbox. Thanks for the follow too on Twitter, bro. Don't forget to leave a like, guys, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Share the video with your friends. Tell them there's a crazy guy in Pulsechain doing weird alpha and crazy stuff. So just tell them about our regular streams, and thank you for being there. Scott as usual, every single one of you. Peace out. We'll speak tomorrow. Let me put the goodbye video and G it out. Love you all. Bye bye, guys.
このまばたかな空気のこの後の予想を見ていきます。こちらは晴れると15度くらいまで上がるような暖かな空気です。今は九州や四国が中心となっています。この後、明日にかけて動かしてみますと、だんだんとじわじわと北上する予想です。明日の午後には東北、北陸まで晴れる予想ですから、明日は今日よりも気温が高くなって暖かくなりそうです。ただ雪が多く積もっている地域は見やすくなりますのでご注意ください。さて今年はいつもの年よりも桜前線の北上早くなっています。これまでに開花したところを見ていきますと、これまで九州から関東にかけて開花しています。今日も神戸や宇都宮、水戸などから続々と開花の便りが出ています。この週末、お花見を予定されている方もいらっしゃるかもしれませんが、日曜日は気温が低くなって寒くなるところがありそうなんです。お花見の方はお散歩をお願いします。明日は北日本の日本海側、再び昼頃から天気が崩れそうです。明日は雨の降る所が多くなるでしょう。その他、太平洋側の地域の西日本、沖縄は広く晴れそうです。最近の今朝よりも低いところが多いでしょう。札幌から新潟にかけては冬晴れです。最高気温は全国的に今日より5度前後高くなります。多くのところで4月並みです。札幌は5度、そして関東から西の地域は20度まで上がるところが多いでしょう。では週間予報。札幌から東京です。日本海側は土曜日にかけて雨が降りそうです。
すみません、桜様。
日曜日の太平洋側で雲が広